Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. The White House is rolling out the red carpet in preparation for tomorrow's state dinner with Chinese President Hu Jintao. Let's hope that the president's teleprompter does a good job coming up with the right words to make sure our new landlord is happy. There's a lot riding on this relationship. And maybe it's just me, but, you know, tell China, yeah, we don't really have the money, but I swear we're good for it. I don't know how long that's going to last, and I have a feeling they're not going to be as forgiving as we have been for the rest of the world when they've said that to us. Not worried about China. Don't think this is anything really to care about. Want to just talk about dangerous rhetoric. You should stick around for the next 30 minutes, and then some. Come on. Well, hello, America. The Chinese president, Hu Jintao, just arrived. He took a big commercial jet, 747-400. It was Air China, a commercial jet. The head of the communist country has a commercial jet. A guy who we're loaning them, or they're loaning us all kinds of money. Here comes the landlord gang. He's pulling up in a Lexus. While we own our own jets, and we head over to them with two of these babies. I mean, really, isn't this kind of like the guy who doesn't pay rent coming over in the Rolls Royce, and you're driving a Toyota, and you're kind of like, I think I'm going to stop loaning you money. I don't think you know how to spend the money. He's coming into town now just one day after he questioned the future of the dollar. Who would have seen that one coming? Arguing that the time has come to stop using the dollar as the world's reserve currency. His exact quote was, "The dollar is a, quote, product of the past," end quote. Oh, it sounds quaint. It sounds like a fixer-upper now, doesn't it? Maybe it's time to reassess, he said. Yeah. Currency wars. It'll be the topic of discussion at the state dinner. I feel like Spooky Dude's got to be a part of this. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not really feeling confident that at the dinner, Mr. Apology Tour is going to stand up and give one for America. Now, let me be fair to the president, President Obama. He really can't, because of the debt that he has run up and the debt that he inherited from every president since JFK. We're in a world of hurt. But he's going to give it the old college try. I mean, have all the confidence that he'll scold China for sending our kids toys laced with lead or dog food laced with poison. Oh, no, our last president didn't even do that. Or admonish them for their human rights record, the one-child policy, yada, yada, yada. Now, don't kid yourself. The last president didn't do it, and this one won't either. China isn't coming here to discuss anything. They're coming here to shape, to nudge. They see Western dominance as an error in history that is only temporary. They see the Western lifestyle as the catalyst for a lot of the problems all around the globe. It's not that they're not content with being the world's #2 economy. It's that they cannot be anything but the #1 economy in the world, or political unrest is coming, and they know it. The Financial Times just reported the depth on China and how they're trying to, quote, accelerate the integration of the global economy, but on its own terms. I think I heard this kind of language from Nancy Pelosi with the healthcare thing. You got to sign on to know what's in it. No. Before we accelerate on the integration on Chinese terms, shouldn't we know what the Chinese terms are? Nope, we just have to have their money. So we'll continue to sell ourselves to China. China's economy has remained relatively stable while America gets swallowed up in debt. $14 trillion now, much of that owed to China. A few years ago, people had a president, had problems with the president bowing to the leader of China. I'm not saying this because it has anything to do with Republicans or Democrats. This is so far beyond politics. We are no longer in a position where we can worry about the president bowing. The president bowing to the president of China is the least of our problems. Let's just not become slaves. Here's what happened. We in America looked for someone to support our spending habit. We had a vein. It needed to be satisfied, man. And they were willing to sell it to us. We allowed them to buy us. And with that comes control. Now, it's in their best interest to keep us going, right now at least, because we owe them now more than anybody else has ever owed anyone in the history of the world. Maybe the history of the universe, but I haven't checked with Alpha Centauri yet. It's 4.3 light years away, I think, 4.5. Let's just say it's 9 years before we'll hear back. But Alpha Centauri, if there's someone that owes more than we do to China, let us know. Otherwise, I'm going to declare us the king of spending in the universe. Now, what are we doing about it? Well, like America always does, we get sidetracked and we start arguing about whether Sarah Palin posted on Facebook a target that caused a nut job to go nuts. I think he's a nut job, so I think he was already there. We're now talking about regulating everything. Regulating the internet, talk radio, even going back and regulating the regulations now. Believe it or not, that was the quote today. Watch the other hand. I'll tell you about it at the bottom of the hour. But to quote the Financial Times, China is looking to mold more of the rules, institutions, and economic relationships that are at the core of the global economy. It is trying to forge a post-American globalization. Ooh, post-American world, where we're no longer at the top. Wait a minute, I thought I heard from left, right, Republican, Democrat. It'll never happen. You can't, this is America. It's almost like it's happening. And nobody is talking about it. We got to get to, no, seriously, let's get to the maps on Facebook. It can happen, and it is happening. Especially when you factor in the beliefs of our current crop of leaders. Our leaders do believe in a global structure. I mean, and it was George Bush's father that kind of started using the whole New World Order thing. You know, like the guy now who's spooky. Yeah, both sides. You're being told now through apology tours and everything else that America is not different. And in some cases, we'll be better off with China as the top dog, at least when it comes to global warming. Oh, yeah. In fact, NASA's James Hansen says openly that China is, quote, our best hope. China is. Oh. May I just disagree here for a second? Can we still do that in America? Because it doesn't seem like anybody else is willing to. I tell you what, why don't we try the truth for a second on what is coming? The world will not be better off with China calling the shots. Oh, sure, we're screwed up. But let's be clear, we are different than China. Do you remember when Bush said freedom was on the march? Yeah. Yeah, except it's now marching the other direction, in retreat. So let me play this out. Currently, there are 1.3 billion people living in China. Their workforce is over 800 million people. That's over twice the amount of people, everybody that lives here. They claim that only 2.8% live under the poverty line. Wow, that must be a great system over that. Oh, yeah, sure. I want to show you just one company over there. It's called Foxconn. Now, if you live in China, you go to Foxconn, it's not like, hey, honey, I'm off to the office. No, no, no. This is even better. There's no office you go to. It's a campus. Wow. I think emphasis on the first part of the word, camp. Here it is. There they are all going to work. Oh, it's so large that they contained retail stores, banks, post offices, and high-rise apartments with outdoor swimming pools. Oh, imagine your day in the luxury. Here's what you get to do. You roll out of bed, and then you take the elevator downstairs to where you can have a nice, healthy breakfast, you know, just with the rest of the people you work with. And then you hit the assembly line. Maybe stop at the grocery store on the way back to the elevator, or grab some, you know, Tide or whatever it is, and wash your clothes, and then hang it out on the porch just like everybody else does, and then back to sleepy sleep in your bed. Oh, it's a bunk bed too. Oh, then you got to wake up the next day and do it all over again. It's a dream come true. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like Bill Murray experienced in the movie Groundhog Day. Remember that? Oh, what a great movie that was. And remember, he loved it so much, he kept trying to kill himself over and over and over again because he was so sick of the same day, over and over and over again.